Oh, what the hell? There goes the tire.
Good morning and welcome back. Essentially this week we're kind of doing the finishing touches on Archer, and I need to pull my gearbox out of Dazza because it don't work, but it's kind of how Dazza's coming along. I'm currently got a bonnet off because the bonnet was too rusty. It snapped all the bolts like we talked about, but we took it off to paint it. So blue bonnet. I've just finished putting the vent on, so that was a great time. And now I'm going to paint it because it needs to be black, and then we're also going to pull the boot lid off Archer and paint that as well. Right, took the boot lid off. We're going to paint it. Now I'm going to somehow go around this spoiler because I don't want to ruin this nice black. And I found rust too. But it's alright, because Petey's probably going to rip it off anyway at Matsuri, so not going to give it too much love. You'll be right. Alright, so this is how she's looking. Bonnet probably looks alright in the video, however, now that it's actually dry, it's actually not too bad. But boot's done, started raining, and then essentially we'll drill the hole and we're going to put the surge tank in. So that is what we're going to do right now. So now that I'm in my outdoor workshop, we are going to just jump inside. So the fuel tank, yeah, well, it's actually weird looking from the back here, but surge tank will be pretty much there, fuel pump there, and then we'll do the hole about right here. So that way the fuel, everything will just go into the hole. You have to be careful because there's actually a second section bit of metal here. So I've cut it before where it was on the boat and it was actually quite difficult to finish drilling the hole. So got a hole saw, so that'll be sweet, and we'll get into it. Yeah, so definitely like a second ago I told you it matters with a hole, and I'm sitting from inside the car, no way to do it from the boot, and I've cut it in the wrong spot. So it'll still work, but now I've got, there's the original fuel lines. They are going, so it gives us space. So not where I wanted to do it, but it's worked out pretty good. So that was funny because I was drilling it, and then I'm like, there's like a second lay kicking in here. I'm like, oh, not this again. But it's kind of good because you can actually see there's spot welds here. So if you do it below it, you'll end up in there. So that's actually works out pretty good. Accidentally, but sweet. All right, so this is obviously the kit that you can buy from the A House shop. So everything is, yeah, all these fittings, all that, yeah, so it's easy. Yeah, it all comes in, all packed, ready to go. But this is pretty much where we mount it. So the reason will be, well, that will go to the fuel filter, and then we get rid of the original ones. They'll still run under there, and then they'll come out here and run up. Yeah, so they'll come out from here along up and obviously to there. So, and then the wire, we just literally do an earth to the ground and just get a signal from that wire there. So with the Falcons, they earth switch, so you're probably thinking, do you need to put a relay? Honestly, I've only put two relays in 2 cars, and it did like, I think barely 1 or 2 volts extra, but there is no issues. And when I first did it, I thought I'll give it a go, see how it goes. But with the Falcons, they haven't reacted. If you have a Silvia or a Skyline Toyota Ways, they're really sensitive, but With these, being that the power wire is quite thick as well, the extra current doesn't seem to bother it. So we just do it that, so it's nice and simple for everyone, and it saves the confusion with the relays and all that. Particularly if you're buying this and getting into drifting, this is kind of as simple as it gets. So this car actually hasn't really had an issue with surging, which has been strange, but we're just doing this just in case anyway, so that way we don't have any at all, just in case. So we're going to jump in and we're going to fit this bad boy in. Alrighty, so on the hoist now, to get the factory fuel lines off these bad boys, you do need this or side cutters to just destroy it, because you can't push it with your fingers, unless you've got hectic fingers, then you can, but I can't. So we got this, I'm gonna go under and I'm gonna throw it all together, and then I'll put it together, and I've done it before where we've like shown how it all goes, so but I'll do it again anyway, just so people are a bit more familiar, and do a little wiring thing, and yes. Alright, so this is probably the glorious part of it. So what I do is the fuel system over there, I prime it up. So earth is hooked up, but I haven't done the power wire, and this is the victory sound and leak test before anything. You should be able to hear it. You should be able to hear it filling up the surge tank. I might put this next to it, see if you guys can hear it. Yeah, that glorious sound. I'd normally prime it up at around about up to 10 times, just so it's full. And that way you kind of know if nothing's leaking, that everything's been done correctly. So that's it there. I'll just do a quick run around. That's how it looks. So that's my earth, literally just straight up there to there, and then power wire, which is just in here. So I'll just run a piece out to there. That should be it. And while I'm here, I might tighten up the rest of this, because for some reason this is slightly loose. Other than that, she's in. I scratched it, but anyway, she's in. Alright, now first crank and start up, if it does. Oh, it makes a noise, that's a good start. Kill the battery. And we're on. It's actually, this one's quite quiet, which is good. Little wiggle, nothing coming off, very good. That's the surgery done. Now we're just going to do the straight pipe for the back. Just got to finish welding it, and well, it's not very straight, is it? Kink pipe. I'm going to grab that on, throw that. That's me 3-inch kinky. I am very rushed exhaust. It was meant to be a one single straight pipe, and it has 2 bends in it. 3 bends actually, too much. That's it there. 3-inch. I mean, what would a drift build not be a drift build without a drift steering wheel? Chucked in SAS steering wheel, boss kit. And now we're going to go down the back, and I've really realised how plain this vehicle is. It's got no stickers. The only thing it's got on is one little Ford sticker that I just put on recently, and the banner. So it's going to get a new one, because that's very, very old now. And I'm gonna get some stickers for the back because it's very plain. And I've also, the little piece to separate the surge tank and the boot to the cabin, I have misplaced completely. So I know all the boys have moved it. Who knows, but I gotta find it. So that's exciting. So I've decided, it's getting dark, sun's going down again, and I'm gonna put a seat in. It's a very tired Recaro confetti seat. However, I bought it very cheap many years ago. I don't think that's just not gonna happen. So that's gonna happen. I do have that Recaro. I don't fully know the name, but it's grey. It's in the drift car, and along here there's like a little red piece, but it's grey. Also bought that cheap many years ago, which is kind of cool because didn't really know what I was buying. It was just cheap, so I bought it. Turns out really good seats. Obviously this one would need some repairs, but it's not. I'll probably put some tape on it. Bit of tape there. I guess I'll see how we go. Petey does not even care if he has a seat, but I reckon he will drive a little bit better. I mean, he's already a good driver, but a little bit better with a seat that's holding him in place. Yeah, so we're gonna whack that in and see what it looks like. All right, if you've made it this far in the video, you get to find out the secret. Basically, these are an Australian Japanese car because, so the Recaro seat, the way it bolts in is through the bottom. This is the secret where, if you've been wondering how we've been running the Japanese seats in Falcons, well, the secret's out. Everyone's going to be asking me a million questions. The secret's out. I'll show you. So here we have, basically it has to be these for the easiest. So this one actually has 2 bolts, and the one at the back here should be this one here, basically. So you've got the four bolts. Now if we unbolt the factory seat, it has 4 bolt holes, and you guessed it, it will bolt into them. Now some of them you got to elongate the hole ever so slightly, take the base off, then you literally cut it here, get rid of that, you use the base, and then you literally bolt in the factory seat. You use the factory seat rail with that seat, bolt straight in. Now it sits a little bit higher, but is all that I have in Dazza. So that's just the stock seat bolted in. So it actually sits quite low, so I don't mind. So with the seat actually sitting a bit high and being a low, whatever, forget the name, it works out perfect. So if you're using like a little bit of a different aftermarket seat, they sit a bit taller, might be an issue. But if you use like a Bride low max, and you pop that on, it like works out perfect. So secret's out. Price of Japanese seats will severely go up now that everyone knows that, and you can normally pick up something like that from a Japanese parts shop. They import them with the cars, like 150, 200 bucks for like a Japanese seat. So just a retro thing. I always like it. I prefer it over like the Chinese looking seats. I just think it gives a bit more flavour to the car. So secret's out, I'm putting it in. Sun's going down. Alright, not good. Turns out the Recaro is different from my Bride seat. Good thing is I haven't cut the seat apart yet, but it is actually different. So it looks like I haven't cut the frame or anything, I've just unbolted it. So it's meant to line up with these holes, which would need to be about here, and there, and there. So it's annoyingly got in a little bit bigger job. However, won't be too much to just make a piece. What I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna actually go have a look and see if I got another seat, because I really can't be bothered doing that. I already wanted to be home. So here we go. Always becomes a bigger job, and obviously can't not have a seat, eh? So yeah. Alright, so the ordeal has come to an end. So I had to literally make custom brackets for this thing and weld a bunch of weld, but it's in. It sits fairly high, but Edie's a bit shorter than me. I'm happy with it, so I guess if someone really tall has to drive it, it might be an issue, but I guess we can recline it. But looks at home in there. Let it race. Couple things. What you guys won't see till the Ray Lee video, round 1, which is this weekend when you're watching this on its release date in Coffs Harbour. So it'll have some stickers on the side, so it's going to look a bit nicer. I'm pretty happy. It goes pretty well. This thing's got a lot of kilometres on it, but it just keeps giving. So hopefully I don't break it. Just have some fun down south. So thanks for watching with it. I am absolutely exhausted and over it, but look at the fancy lights and just honestly, start off as a $300 AU. It's doing all right. I'm impressed with this car. I don't think we've done a gearbox in it. I don't think we've done engine. We haven't done engine diff or anything. This car. Got some bigger plans for it in a few years' time too. So look out for that. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you soon. Actually, after all that, I forgot to do the most important thing that we do on Archer, and that's a limited. Cute.